Hey everyone, I'm Trevor, and today we're at Disneyland to tell you why Disneyland is better than Walt Disney World. So let's get going. I said something in a recent video that drew a lot of attention, and that was that Disneyland is better than Walt Disney World. I grew up going to Walt Disney World, didn't come to Disneyland until I was in my 20s for the very first time. So I am partial to Walt Disney World, but Disneyland is better, and I'm gonna tell you why. And we're just gonna start off right here in downtown Disney, and that is that every single one of the Disney hotels is within walking distance of both parks here at Disneyland. That's the Disneyland Hotel, and Paradise Pier is over there, and further down that way is the Grand Californian Hotel, and all three of them are right here handy. This is downtown Disney with easy access to the parks. No waiting for buses, no standing in line, no taking an hour or more to get to the park. We are talking 10 minutes tops from that hotel, which is the furthest hotel from the parks. Not to mention this here, the Disneyland monorail. Now, it's not currently open, probably down for refurbishment or closed temporarily. Maybe they'll get it going a little bit later on in the day. But this is in downtown Disney, and this monorail takes you straight into the park. Where the monorail at Walt Disney World is just kind of like to get you from the parking lot over to Magic Kingdom or from Magic Kingdom to Epcot, our monorail actually goes inside the park. It is a ride that you can ride in the park or use it as transportation down here to downtown Disney. If you're staying at the Disneyland Hotel, it's a fantastic option for actually going into the park in the morning. Just hop on the monorail and it'll drop you off in Tomorrowland. Yeah, you miss kind of the classic like seeing the castle, but to take the monorail straight into the park. Straight up ahead is the Grand Californian Hotel, which has a direct entrance into Disney California Adventure. You can leave your hotel door and step into Disney California Adventure, bypassing all the craziness of the lines at the front of the park. The next reason Disneyland is better than Walt Disney World is right here in the Esplanade. I feel like a lot of Walt Disney World first-timers coming to Disneyland don't know this. That's Disneyland right there. That's Disney California Adventure right there. Yes, do you see this? This is all the amount of space that separates two parks. Both entrances, both parks, right here. Downtown Disney, which we just came from, right back that way. Every single inch of it in the safe zone. You pass through security. You can wander back and forth between all three of them without having to re-enter security. The one exception is if you go into a hotel. Yes, I know. One of the biggest complaints is that our castle is so tiny. And I'm not going to give you the old thing that everybody always throws around, that Disneyland is where Walt walked, and that cobblestone right there he might have actually stepped on. No, we're not gonna talk about that. The average guest doesn't think about that. So what makes Disneyland better? That's what we're here to talk about. And our next point is gonna be that our version of the rides is just so much better. Space Mountain's version here at Disneyland, heaps and miles better than Walt Disney World's. And one of those reasons is that Space Mountain has a single rider line. We have to go through the exit. This is where we're going right now. And here we go. This is the way. A single rider line that is completely devoid of people. So this is gonna be a walk-on for me, which is awesome. 35-minute wait at the moment for standby. But the real reason Space Mountain is better at Disneyland is because there's music on the ride. No music at Walt Disney World, but the music makes it so much better here. But perhaps one of the things that I forgot to mention is that this Space Mountain is double-seated, two people sitting next to each other. You can sit with your family members, not in front of them, not behind them, but beside them. Not to mention, this is about all there is of walking to get out of the ride. It's not an insanely long walk to or from the attraction. We could do this for any number of rides here at Disneyland. I find the Disneyland version of the rides to be the better versions 8 times out of 10. Pirates of the Caribbean, we've got 2 drops. Yes, 2 drops. And they take you up the lift hill at the end of the attraction. Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters. Walt Disney World's version is Space Ranger Spin, but we actually have targets that have points on them. It's not random. They're different shapes, circles, diamonds, squares, so that you know exactly what points you're shooting for instead of just this random guessing game. Additionally, our guns come out of the holster, which makes it easier to point around and shoot, as opposed to the ones at Walt Disney World, which are all attached to the ride vehicle themselves. It's a small world. It's got so much better of an outside facade. Inside the ride, we have Disney characters galore. No matter where you look, you can find them. No Disney characters at all on It's a Small World at Walt Disney World. Need I go on? Of course, we have unique rides here at Disneyland as well. I know Walt Disney World has theirs, but the Matterhorn here is the world's first tubular steel roller coaster, and that's a pretty amazing feat, and we're gonna go ride it right now. We also have Indiana Jones Adventure, which is essentially like Walt Disney World's Dinosaur at Animal Kingdom, except for ours is so much better. It's Indiana Jones themed, and it doesn't feel like it jerks you around as much. I mean, it still does, don't get me wrong. Matterhorn also has single rider. Now I am here today by myself, but even when I come with my family, single rider is the preferred way to ride an attraction because of how quick it is. You may be separated, most likely will be separated, but it speeds it up so much. Matterhorn, also a 35-minute wait at the moment, and I have maybe 10 people in front of me in the single rider line, so we'll see how long it takes. It would be a shame if we came all this way and didn't show you the hidden Mickey here in the queue. No, not that thing, it's that thing. And here we go, we're up next, and it was just 6 minutes. Beats 35 any day. Did I forget to mention that our Yeti actually moves? And we have several Yetis that move? And my next point just kind of proves itself right here. Didn't even have to go hunting for it. Characters meet and greet guests in the street. You don't have to go behind closed doors and 35-minute waits to meet them. They literally just wander around. This is in front of a ride. There's the Mad Tea Party, and here's Genie. And look who I spy over there. We're still at Mad Tea Party. There's Captain Hook. 2 characters, Genie, Hook, right next to each other. Hang out in Fantasyland for an hour and you'll run into about a dozen characters. Seriously, I'm not joking. I've seen Alice and the Mad Hatter riding the teacups with guests. Yes, in a teacup with guests, enjoying time. Not doing it right this minute, but I'm just saying I've seen them do that in the past. Characters riding rides with guests. I have seen Goofy hand-holding a guest, walking them down the street. I have seen Merida doing the same. I mean, just the charm and the personal touch of the characters here at Disneyland blows anything at Walt Disney World out of the water. In fact, my favorite interaction was between 2 characters that didn't even involve a guest, but I witnessed Snow White and Peter Pan talking about pies and getting together later in character. It was amazing, most memorable moment that I have ever had. Look who we found! It's Peter Pan, Wendy, and Captain Hook. Oh, and look, right behind us is Snow White.
I made pie! Apple pie? No, gooseberry pie. I'll send some to you. I'll have my birds deliver it. Bye-bye.
Oh, look at this. Look, look, look. Another character, and I'm not even trying, folks. It's too easy. It's absolutely too easy. I almost forgot this one because I take it for granted sometimes, but I mean, look at this gorgeous weather. Not a cloud in the sky. Beautiful sunshine. It's about 72 degrees right now. It's not humid. It's actually got a nice little chill in the air, but the sun is making it nice and warm, so you don't need a jacket. Shorts are totally fine. And oh, it's just beautiful, beautiful. It does get hot though. September's our hottest month of the year, and you could be looking at 90s easily. But without the humidity of Florida, it's not too bad. In general, our wait times are shorter. Pirates of the Caribbean over here are currently listed at a 35-minute wait. I feel like the average down at Walt Disney World for this time of year is somewhere in the hour range. So 35 minutes, while this line might look quite intimidating, is actually not too bad. Haunted Mansion dead ahead, posted at 25 minutes. I feel like Walt Disney World doesn't really ever drop below 40, so that's awesome for here. Additionally, Jungle Cruise right now at Disneyland posted at 30 minutes. And again, another ride that I feel like actually that one goes in excess of an hour. Like 55 minutes is what it is at 7 o'clock at night. So, you know, yeah, better wait times here at Disneyland. I'm just showing you other aspects of Disneyland. I figured you'd want to see. Oh, look, there's the canoers. There they are rowing. That's a ride that you don't have at Walt Disney World. Can't do a ride right here in the middle of the water. Yeah, you got to work for it, but trust me, it deserves your attention. I feel like it gets a lot of hate. I love it. The Davy Crockett Explorer Canoes. While we're walking by Haunted Mansion, it is worth mentioning that at Halloween season, which is rapidly approaching, we get the Haunted Mansion holiday from the beginning of September all the way through the beginning of January, because it is also a Christmas-style layover, and that layover, it just blows anything that Walt Disney World has as far as Haunted Mansion out of the water. Overlay. I meant to say overlay. Another common complaint about Disneyland is that it is small. Yeah, it is smaller, that is for sure, but there's actually some benefits for that. So since the park is physically smaller, it means less walking. So those of you who don't like walking, this should actually be a positive for you, not a negative. It also can be done in a day. You could do both parks in a day, technically, and get enough done to feel completely accomplished. Of course, you could just spend that day at Disneyland as well and just forego Disney California Adventure, but it is possible to do both parks in one day here. It's also a lot cheaper to come to Disneyland because of it being smaller. In fact, Disneyland only lets you purchase 5 days of park tickets because that's really the max that you would need. Walt Disney World, on the other hand, is 10 days, so you can imagine that gets expensive quite fast. Let's just walk and talk some more. What are some other things about Disneyland that I love? I feel like the food is better here. At least the quick service food is way better. While you might have more options at Walt Disney World, at Disneyland definitely has the better quality of food. And I feel like guests are better here at Disneyland as well. Maybe it's the humidity, maybe it's the cost. I don't know what it is about Walt Disney World, but the last time I was there, I encountered a lot of rude guests while I was there. Something that I've never seen coming to Disneyland, and I'm here once a week. When I film, just in case you're wondering, I film about 3 videos per visit. And I come up once a week. I live an hour and a half away, so it's not super close for me. So once a week is as best I can do. But as many times as I have come to Disneyland, I have not witnessed the rudeness and the inconsideracies of guests. And look, it's R2-D2. Can't get away from these characters just popping up as I'm walking around here. It's a small thing, but we can't forget about the castle walkthrough experience. Now, I know Cinderella's castle has Cinderella's royal table and you can eat inside and that sort of thing, but you can't really walk around and explore the castle like you can in here. So let's go inside and do it, just for the fun of it. Up the stairs we go! I do that every time I go up a set of stairs, I kid you not. More stairs to go up to. Hello. Look, a nice chandelier too. I feel like I've got a private showing of this. Oh, here we go. More stuff over here. Lovely little displays and dioramas. Down, down, down the stairs we go. I could keep going on and on. For instance, the Disney 100 celebration is going on right here, and while Disney World is slowly starting to get some Disney 100 things, Disneyland just does better overall when it comes to celebrations. Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary was out there twice during that time frame. It was just a really poor showing of a celebration compared to what Disneyland usually gets. Their treats that they got, specialty treats, was just their regular treats, doctored up with some purple and maybe some sprinkles on it, and call it a 50th, woohoo! And look here, we have Alice playing musical chairs with some guests outside of the refreshment corner. That's really, really fun. It's just another part of the character interactions that you miss at Disney World. I've also seen the Mad Hatter playing musical chairs as well. So it's either Alice or the Mad Hatter, probably depending on the day. Let's go ahead and make the 30-second walk from Disneyland to Disney California Adventure. Can't beat that when it comes to park hopping. Over here at Disney California Adventure, we have Mickey's PhilharMagic, which of course they have at Magic Kingdom. But I feel like ours never has a wait and the theater never fills up. Maybe it's because Mickey's PhilharMagic is a fantastic place to go when it's just boiling hot in Florida. I don't know. But this is really never as crowded as the one in World, and it's the same experience. In fact, I feel like our screen is a little better because it's newer. So yeah, our Philhar's better. At least right now over here at the Hyperion Theater, we have Rogers the Musical, which is quite possibly one of the best musicals that I've seen Disney put out. I've been to all the shows at Walt Disney World. I've been to all the shows here at the Hyperion since Aladdin, but I believe that Rogers very well could quite possibly be the best of all of those shows that I've seen. Yeah, it's that good. We have the better version of the Tower of Terror. I think when it got rethemed to Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, they totally leveled it up. If I have to give some points to Disney World, is that your elevator vehicle actually leaves the shaft, which admittedly is really, really cool. It also means that it breaks down quite a bit more often, and because of that, sometimes the wait is insane. But we do have Cars Land, the cutest little land in any of the Disney parks. Here's Mater. He's coming out to greet some guests. Radiator Springs is quite possibly one of my favorite lands. I mean, who can deny that Radiator Springs and Route 66 is just one of the most amazing places in Disneyland. For one thing, it is home to the far superior version of Test Track Radiator Springs Racers. It's also the most popular ride in all of the Disneyland Resort, even over Rise of the Resistance. Everybody loves Radiator Springs Racers. First opened 11 years ago in 2012, it still remains a fan favorite. Here we go, Ornament Valley. And there they go. The Disneyland Resort is also home to the most epic kids play area, the Redwood Creek Challenge Trail. Of course, this is not just for kids. Adults can enjoy it as well, though there are several activities throughout the area that are for kids only. Such as the Flying Fox right over here. They've got 3 different paths for the kids. And my kids love to come and do this. They also have nets that you can climb and enjoy walking around. Slides, mostly for the kids, but I've seen adults come down them too. We've got a bouncing bridge, which is super fun to come on. A smaller set of slides for the younger kids. Another bouncing bridge. And a rock climbing wall area, also just meant for kids. Really, I mean, there is an adult doing it, but it's meant for kids. During the Halloween season, this whole area gets a makeover and is turned into Villain's Grove. At night, the lights come on and it's stunning. However, I believe that the lights and the music only come on during Oogie Boogie Bash, not just at nighttime during the regular days. It's special Oogie Boogie Bash nights. I should like to mention that even though Disneyland and Disney California Adventure are smaller than Walt Disney World, combined total number of rides between the two parks is about the same number of rides at Walt Disney World between all four parks. So it's not like you're missing out on any rides by coming here. It's not like because there's only two parks, they have half of the rides. No, in fact, Animal Kingdom and Epcot are actually pretty sparse on the rides themselves. And I'm just gonna call it a day there with this video. If you have any more thoughts, drop them in the comments below. Things that you think Disneyland does better, let me know, share them with everybody else. If you disagree, go ahead, feel free to disagree down in the comments as well. Hit the like and subscribe button for more content, and we will see you again next time.